So here there are two ways we can go about solving this inequality. The first approach is algebraic, where I'm going to combine all these terms. So always subtract, don't do cross multiplication and stuff because we don't know if these are positive or negative. So subtraction will always work. And this becomes minus x minus 5, x plus 2 greater than or equal to 0. I can factor a minus. And then if I multiply both sides by minus 1, the sense will flip. And it will become that. Now, this is the one we need to work on. So we're saying their division is negative. That means one case is if x plus 5 is positive and x plus 2 is negative. Note here, we can't have it equal to 0 because then you'll have division by 0. That's equivalent to x is greater than or equal to minus 5. That one is x is less than minus 2. So if we're looking on the number line, I always do that just to make sure. X is less than minus 2 would be here. And then minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 is here, greater here. So we're looking at the overlap. And so the solution is x is greater than or equal to minus 5 less than minus 2. And that's actually answer choice A. You'll note if you consider the other case of this being negative and positive, that will not give you any solution here. But you have to do both when you're doing it algebraically. So this is one way. The second method, which might be actually easier here, is you can plug in values. And the most obvious one is x equal to 0. So I can, for example, plug it into the answer choices. And you'll see that 0 doesn't satisfy, which means any of the answer choice that has 0 in it can be eliminated. So A1 doesn't have, so that's a candidate. B also doesn't have, so that's a candidate. C has 0 because it's going from minus 2 to 3. Same thing with D. And then x less than or minus 5, well, that would be a candidate. So we have eliminated 2 with just one value. The other thing we can do is consider a value, if we consider e minus 5, so let's consider minus 10. And you can just plug it in the original, because here we're not doing any of the algebra. So if x is minus 10 would be minus 11 over minus 8. And that's the question. 11 over 8 is actually not greater than or equal to 2. So that also eliminates e. It's really between A and B, and the only difference is that whether minus 2 is included or not. And that we know because if we plug in minus 2, we get division by 0. So we know B is also out. So that way we get the answer A. So some students are going to argue that this is the easier way, and I think it is in this case. But if you're trying to score really high on the quant, you need to be comfortable with the algebraic approach too. In this particular case, plugging in numbers worked, and I think it might even be faster. But I just want to make sure you can approach it both ways. So to summarize, the answer is A.